So what are the problems with YouTube? Why is it that there are people who post things on YouTube and they just get 2-3 views and it remains so for a very long time? And then why is it that some post just in a minute and they have thousands of views in less than 2-3 minutes? What could be the reason for these disparities? Possibly, and with every likelihood, YouTube does not circulate content from certain people. It doesn't circulate content equally as you would expect. So it's not an even play field for all actors. There's a lot of discrimination, and they determine who can be viewed and who may not be viewed. That appears to be the case. And you can have your content there for a very long time and persistently continue to upload and upload and upload, and you just have less than 10 to 20 views every time. And it seems their so-called algorithms are set to make sure that you do not go beyond a certain amount or a certain number of viewership. So we need to explore these questions and see. So for small creators, it's a big challenge. So YouTube has inbuilt systems to track and determine views on content in real time. And they use various algorithms and technologies to detect and verify views. So they say, ensuring that they are legitimate, and they will tell you that. And these systems, they say they take into account various factors. And some of the factors that they want us to believe is that they consider a user activity. They also look at video watch duration, and they do bot detection, and they also want to talk about view verification processes and geographical and device data. So they have these systems, and they hope that they maintain the integrity of the view count and ensure that creators and advertisers get a true representation of how their content is performing. That is on paper very correct and very persuasive, but how it is done, I think, is a different matter. If you are on YouTube, you watch the content there regularly, or you upload and the posts, you may be having a different perception of this same reality. So, and you may even question the integrity of the YouTube view count system, and because it looks controversial. And if you give it scrutiny over the years, you'll see that YouTube has been trying to put in place measures to ensure that the views are legitimate, and there are common concerns that have been raised on the accuracy of counts. So some view count fluctuations have been seen. There have been bots and fake views. There have been discrepancies between public and private counts. On times of monetization and the view validation, there are many issues, because apparently it could be YouTube is doing what it is doing to limit the number of views on certain contents so as to avoid some creators, or to block them from reaching some level of monetization. That may need to be checked because ordinary creators of content and ordinary users of YouTube may not have the capacity to cross-check and cross-examine the system. Then you may find the viral content and the algorithmic influences, and that is where the problems are. Who has the technology to do what? Because an ordinary user may not be able to influence some of these things. Then you have regional and device-specific variations. So although YouTube is constantly trying to improve its systems, there are many concerns which highlight the limitations and the complexities in existing and ensuring complete integrity with view files. For creators, this is very challenging because they cannot know how their content is performing, and they may not be able to rate themselves against other users. And it seems that the problems are in-house to YouTube and can only be solved by YouTube, and the creators or other people who use YouTube have no say or role in how these issues are addressed. So many creators have voiced concerns over YouTube's content distribution practices, and usually these practices don't seem to align with the expectations of the creators. YouTube is one of the largest platforms for content creators, and its algorithm seems to frustrate content distribution. Although they have policies, so they say, and it appears some of these policies limit on how freely and how widely videos are circulated. So let us look at some of the way they manage the distribution of content on YouTube through algorithmic control over visibility. They have the subscribers. You may have some subscribers not being able to see the new content, yet it is there, and they are subscribers. And then you have problems of limited organic reach, and this is for smaller creators, and mostly is a big problem. Larger creators and platform promotions of high-performing videos may impact on other content, limit their reach. There are issues to do with the monetization and the ad revenue restrictions, and those are numerous. Then you have shadow banning and algorithmic blacklist. Then you have competition with larger creators and media companies. You have problems to do with content overload and saturation. And you will agree that there is a large amount of content on YouTube. There are millions of video uploads daily for creators, and the number of people viewing may be also limited. Sometimes there is important trending topics, safe videos, safe content, and other types of issues that impact on distribution. There are issues to do with the clickbait or vis-a-vis authentic content. So YouTube's algorithms have allowed it to grow into a global platform. These distribution issues, however, can make it hard for creators to navigate the system and reach their audience in the way they would like. And there's a growing need for alternative platforms because YouTube is the largest today, and it appears to be almost like a monopoly, and is where everybody wants to be. That's the challenge. There needs to be alternative platforms that can rival YouTube. So there are very many creators who are growing dissatisfied with YouTube policies, algorithm controls, and distribution practices. So YouTube is still dominant. There's no question about that. It presents a lot of challenges for creators, and issues to do with content discovery, and issues that go to do with monetization constraints. And many platforms need to emerge so that they can be able to provide a level playing ground. There is need for YouTube rivals because that they'll be able to provide algorithm transparency and control. They'll be able to give creator-friendly monetization, and they'll be able to ensure content moderation and censorship. They'll be able to provide niche content and discovery, and they'll be able to provide better customer support for creators. Well, there are existing or emerging alternatives to YouTube, and several platforms are already attempting to fit this gap. And we see them, platforms like Vimeo, we see platforms like Twitch, YouTube, we see a number of others like BitChute, YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, and TikTok. The future needs powerful rivals to YouTube. The competition for YouTube's dominance is still very infantile, so it remains a giant in this space, and the demand for alternative platforms that prioritize creator rights, monetization, and more transparent algorithms is there. So some of these platforms may continue to grow, but the fight is big. Some of them, you look at what they offer, it doesn't really measure too well. So there is a need for large active user base, advanced discovery tools for content, creator-friendly monetization system, strong content moderation policies that balance free speech and responsibility, and seamless, engaging user experience. That perhaps would be the answer. But now